I never get tired of hearing that song. And it always makes me happy. We can wait for things in our life to make us happy, or we can make ourselves happy and then spread that sunshine to others. Anyways, great song choices. Welcome, friends, to our 295th Sunday gathering. I'm Sandra. I'm here joined by my fabulous friends, Carrie and Phil. Each week, we do our very best, yes, to make you happy, but also to just share the reality that our loved ones who might have passed from this earth are still with us. We don't die. Also, we are human beings, and it is a tough road. So while we're here, we try to inspire, send healing, joy, empowerment, all those good things. So, whatever brought you to our Sunday gathering today, we thank you. I know your time is precious and you're giving it to us right now. So thanks. With that, Carrie has designed our Sunday gathering today. I'm going to pass it over to her to explain the theme and then also to lead us in the opening prayer.
Thank you very much, Sandra. And it is an absolute delight to be here with everybody. Today's theme this week, I thought it would be nice to be better together because when we're together, we're happier, aren't you, dear?
Yes, dear.
But when we're here with Sandra and you guys, it's better. So that's the theme. Hopefully, the music will spur your heart into musical delight, and our words will help you realize that actually you have more people around you than you may think. Yes, dear.
Thank you, dear. How many people were dancing in their seats? How many people were doing that chair dance and arms going and everything and clapping along? Because I know I was to
You
that.
was. Okay, can we open and enter into that space for prayer? Divine and ever-present Spirit, in this theme of better together, allow us to feel not only that connection to something greater than ourselves, but that connection to the family and friends and pets around about us who now live within the spirit world. We are better together, and that's why the unseen world is with us more than we probably think. So allow us to be reassured during this time together to take into the week to come that that is the case, that there is life after physical death, that we can communicate through love and through emotions and thoughts, and that we are in a space where we can ask for help, for support, and for reuniting ourselves with the thoughts and memories and love of those who go before us. Amen.
Thank you so much, Carrie. All right, better together. I've been thinking about what that really means. And so often the worst place we can be, and I know you'll agree, is alone in our own minds, isn't it? Our thoughts can get caught up in a loop of self-doubt and fear and endless worries about the past and the future. Friends, we're not meant to live in solitude. We are meant to be together, to be present, to lift each other up. So I want to share with you a story that I feel perfectly encapsulates that. The parable of the two lanterns. In a high, cold mountain pass, there lived two hermits, but they did not know each other. The first, named Arlo, lived on the eastern slope. He was a good man, but he lived entirely inside his own mind. His small hut was dark, for he spent all of his time obsessing over the past and fearing the future. His mind was a prison, and he was both the prisoner and the guard. When he remembered a mistake, he would feel the shame as if it was happening right now. And his lantern, which he kept by his table, would flicker and dim. When he worried about the coming winter, a winter that was still months away, the chill would enter his bones and his lantern would dim even more, casting shadows that looked like old regrets and new fears. The second hermit, a woman named Ilara, lived on the western slope. She too lived alone, but her hut was bright and warm, for she had a practice. Every evening, she would light her lantern and place it on the windowsill, facing the mountain she could not see. And she would speak aloud to the empty air, but she would only speak of one thing. She would speak of a single happy memory. I remember the feeling of my mother's hand braiding my hair, she would whisper, and she relived the feeling of safety and love. Her lantern would burn brighter. I remember the taste of the first wild strawberry of spring, she said with a smile. And as she relived that jolt of sweetness, her lantern would shine with a pure, clear light. One night, Arlo, the first hermit, was lost in his darkest thoughts. The winter was coming, his regrets were heavy, and his lantern had flickered out completely, leaving him in a cold, terrible darkness. He was truly in the worst place a person can be, alone in his own mind. He huddled in the dark, convinced he would not survive the night, when he saw it. Through his small frosty window, he saw a tiny warm light far across the pass. It was faint, but it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. It was Ilara's lantern, shining brightly as she spoke of a happy memory. He did not know who it was or why the light was there. He only knew he was not alone. He found his own lantern. His hands were shaking as he was so cold, but he struck a match. He lit the wick, and for the first time, he did not think of his past or the future. He looked at the light, and he thought only what he could say. I remember, he whispered in the darkness. I remember a small dog I had who would chase butterflies. And as he remembered that simple, happy moment, his own lantern burned a little brighter. He placed it in his own window, facing the other light. Across the pass, Ilara saw his tiny flickering flame, and she smiled. She spoke of another happy memory, and her light flared in response. And he saw that, and he spoke of another, and his light grew stronger. All through the night, the two lights spoke to each other across the cold, dark pass. They did not know each other. They had not met, but they were, in that moment, truly happy and better together. They had picked each other up, though they had never touched. They had shared their joy, though they had never spoken. They had brought each other out of the prison of their own minds and into the bright, warm, present moment. And for the rest of their days, no matter how cold the winter or how dark the night, the two lanterns were always there, shining for each other. Because they knew the truth. We are not meant to be alone. And the fastest way to get out of our own darkness is to share our light with another. What's the meaning? Well, the parable is the perfect picture of why we're all here on our Sunday gathering. That little hut of Arlo's, trapped in the cold and the dark, that is the perfect description of the worst place we can be, alone in our own minds. It's a place so full of self-doubt and fear and endless thoughts and worries of the past and future. But Ilara, she showed us the way out. She knew that when you ask someone, or even just ask yourself, what's a happy memory? Or what do you love about your life? It can transform you. By thinking and talking about something happy, you get to relive it and you get to feel good right now. And that's what the two of them did for each other. They picked each other up with just one light. We're not meant to live in solitude, my friends. We are meant to be together. When we are with other people, we are pulled out of our own negative minds. And when we become fully present, the right words just seem to come out of our mouths. And that's why, personally, I love our Sunday gathering. No matter how I'm feeling beforehand, during and after, I'm left feeling better because we were together. Personally, I feel that this Sunday gathering now, going into almost our 7th year, this is my home, this is my family, this is the love of my life, the longest relationship of my life. And I truly do feel better because we are together. So thank you for being here and sharing that with us. We're going to go into our healing segment now, and this is a wonderful opportunity to send our healing and loving thoughts to those in need. There's no special way to do it, just that tender, loving thought of yours. You can always picture people healthy, well, and whole, or situations in the world resolved, a place of peace. Or if you just want to listen and watch our beautiful music video, you can do that as well. Backed by popular demand, we have the song that we played last week, and this is a song created specially for Carrie and Phil, and it's called The Bridge. So I'm sure they might mention something about it during their address. So let's send our healing thoughts and let's enjoy this beautiful piece of music. And then when we get back from the song, the next voices you'll hear will be Carrie and Phil for our address.
I walk a road few dare to see, a calling deeper than just me. Through endless nights, through doubt and pain, I serve the Spirit, not for gain.
The voices whisper soft and clear, a timeless truth I hold so near.
Love survives, it never dies, it lives eternal in the skies. I am the bridge from here to beyond, carrying proof that love lives on. Through shadows of doubt, through rivers of tears, I bring the message that they're still near. No riches I seek, no crown to claim, just truth and comfort in Spirit's name. The skeptics laugh, the cold winds blow, yet still I walk, for I must show
that hope can rise where Greek once stayed, that death's not the end, just a higher stage.
My family turned, some friends walked away, but faith and Spirit lights my way.
I see the things I cannot tell, their path is theirs, I wish them well.
I am the bridge from here to beyond, carrying proof that love lives on. Through shadows of doubt, through rivers of tears, I bring the message that they're still near. sacred line with open heart and light divine. For Spirit's voice will always call, and love's the greatest gift of all.
Thank you very much. It is a song that touches a part of my heart that is very special. The song was written in one night. For those of you who heard the story last week, I make no apology for saying it again. Our friend in Florida, we were staying with in August of this year, and in the morning, well, Phil jokingly said, "Why don't you write us a song?" And he did in one night. The next morning, he looked awful, but he looked pleased because he'd written that song, melody and words. The video was put together by Phil painstakingly. And afterwards, I had a look at it. And there was one thing that was missing from it. Towards the end of the video, there's photographs of the premiere of Evidence of the Afterlife, that's Sandra's book, Saving Evidential Mediumship. And at that point,
Good plug for Sandra. Yeah.
I know, at that point, we all realised that somebody very special, and without whom it wouldn't have happened, was missing. Now, we thought about placing their head, peering over our shoulder, making it look like she was some sort of phantom in the background, but we thought, no, we will leave it until the occasion arises that we are all together.
Once more.
Because we are better together. Of course, I'm speaking about Sandra. We met Robert, who did the film, through Sandra. We got an international internet platform through the help of Sandra. We're here because Sandra has worked tirelessly through the last, going on into our 7th year, every single Sunday to keep the Sunday gathering going. Now, we don't get to see Sandra as often as we like in person, but we know what it feels like to be with those you care about in person. We know at our face-to-face events, nothing replaces that time where we can go up and give each other a hug. Zoom is fantastic. The internet is fantastic. But we are better together, even more so, when we can be in the physical room together. So we hope in some time over the next few years, when Evidence of the Afterlife hits global sensation and starts sharing the message that you guys know that the spirit world is real, that when we physically die, we continue to live just in a different form. When that happens, we hope that Sandra and her mum and her aunt and everybody else that she holds dearly can come and celebrate in person the celebration that we all have. Now, this is just one instance. It's a film, it's a song. We had an evening on Friday where people in the Sarasota area could come and see this documentary film, and it was packed. Many people left and they said, "You have all done such a beautiful thing in representing my mum, my dad, my daughter, my son, my pet, my brother, my sister, my friend." Everybody, when they have a sense of being together, is reminded about their loved ones. That's what mediumship does. It reminds us about the lives we had with them. Yes, those moments might pinch our hearts as deeply as if it only happened yesterday. But in the next breath, we can be laughing out loud at the thought of something silly that happened. That's the gift of being together. When we are together with our family, our friends, our loved ones, there's something magical happens. I would give nothing, or I would give everything. I would give a lot to not lose being here with you. Because being here with you is what I'm here for. I'm here to spread the word. I'm here to educate. I'm here to talk honestly and truthfully that Sandra, Robert, Shane, who wrote the song, Phil, myself, are here to remind you that your loved ones are nowhere other than right where you are, because we know, they know, you are all better together.
Ditto. Do you know, as I came onto the Sunday gathering, I have to be honest, I was feeling a little bit low, a little bit flat. And I went for a walk round the gardens and I thought I'll lift myself. And I said to Kerry, I said, nature has this wonderful thing about lifting you. And I felt better. But I'll tell you something, coming on the Sunday gathering, knowing that we're together has made me feel even better. And I had an idea, a script in my head, what I was going to talk about. Then I heard that song and all my thoughts just went. And we don't like to have a plan. We have a little idea, like a script in our minds, what we might talk about, but all that has gone. And listening to Kerry's words, another thought came in my mind that on Friday, when we had the showing of Evidence of the Afterlife, it's a little bit surreal as I put 4 chairs out at the back for myself, for Kerry and Robert. And I thought, why have we put the 4th? And I realised it was Sandra that should have been there. And I sat there thinking what was happening, because I saw people with tissues. I saw people smiling. I was hearing people laugh. I heard people talking how good certain parts were and how they could relate to it. And I thought, it's a real shame that we're sat here and Sandra's not at our side to see this and to see those tissue boxes being passed around.
The
And
difference you've made.
a massive difference, you, Robert, for the ideas and what you've done. Then I thought to myself afterwards, and Kerry said, is anyone going to applaud? And it was silent. And we thought, oh, what's happening? People didn't know what to say. People were in an awe of it. Then one by one, they started to clap and talk and stress how they related to it and share it with us. And we all know Robert Lyon, it's a little shy man. He doesn't like to do public announcements. And we engaged and said, Robert's here if anyone wants to speak to. Well, this whole crowd went straight to him. They had loads of questions and just anecdotes and things that the film made them think about. And when Kerry was talking about being better together, I thought, what a wonderful world this is when we share time together. We, in the beginning, and this is why Sandra says to you, don't share anything too personal on the chat box, because we see it. And that also lifted me. I saw Rochelle and Frank and many others saying hello to each other and engaging with each other and saying it's that time of week again. And it just lifts you. And I have a bit of a personal story to share with you. When myself and Kerry got together, I made Kerry a promise. Whenever I could get home, I would do. And sometimes I was away for a week and there'd be one night before I had to be somewhere else. So I'd fly home for that one night, then fly off the next day. And after a while of doing things like that, Kerry said to me, do you not think it would be financially better for you just to stay where you are or fly direct? And I said, well, actually, no. For financially, yes, it would make sense. But for me personally, it wouldn't. I'm always happier when I'm with Kerry. And we've always said, wherever we are, whatever happens in this world, as long as we're together, that's home. And now it's something that we share every week of every day, wherever we travel, wherever we are, we're home. One, because we meet some wonderful people like yourselves that we're proud to say, your family. Some of you people that are watching right now that come for that Sunday fix because it's your religion to be here, not religion as in faith, but your religion to be here because it lifts you. That's the effect you have on us. That's the effect we have on ourselves. That's the effect that Sandra has on ourselves as well. She lifts us. Sandra doesn't need to speak. She just smiles. And it makes me feel better straight away. And I know it has the same effect for Kerry as well. So we're always better together. And even more in those moments where I was feeling a little bit low, I wasn't alone. I know the spirit world was with me. I know whatever happens, there is that inspirer. We can call them guides, we can call them loved ones, whatever you want, but they're always there to plant a seed of thought, to inspire you, to lift you. We only have to take a footstep and we'll find a feather, and our thoughts go to our loved ones, our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our brothers and sisters and fathers. We can hear a voice and it reminds us of somebody. We can watch a TV program that a loved one used to watch and it reminds us we're never alone because they're just a thought away. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it can be a tough old world out there and it can be hard, but it's always better to be together. Now, I'm going to argue a little bit with something Kerry said. Kerry said it's always good to be in person, and it is. And sometimes, just like today for me, being on Zoom lifts my soul. Seeing people interact with each other, knowing that the story and the reading that Sandra gave inspires people as we see the comments coming in. Sometimes when we do this inspirational talk, we see the comments coming for ourselves and we think, oh, they've enjoyed it. We've made a difference. We've shone a light in a world that makes it easier for people to walk forward. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, wherever we are in the world, we're never alone. Even with just the thought of somebody, how we may have interacted with them, or how we're looking forward to meeting up with them, shows you're never alone because they're in your mind, they're in your thoughts. Some of the students who work with us have some wonderful things that they say when they're working. And they say, what would Philly Kerry say? And it's almost like I imagine them sat on my shoulders. And I think there's nothing worse than having me or Kerry sat on those shoulders. But it lifts them. It reminds them why they're dedicated to the work that they're doing, why they want to make a difference in this world. And it's these little things that remind us that we are better together and happy together. Just as we all celebrated those opening songs, sitting and dancing in our chairs, lifting our vibration, lifting our minds, creating an intention of positivity, and also remembering that energy never can be destroyed. So those happy thoughts, those happy actions, those dancing moves that you thought we couldn't see, and we can, we do. We have special cameras that see into your rooms. Only joking.
That's a bit scary.
That is a bit scary. Could be worse. I could say Amazon do something, but I'm not going to do that. No, don't. Alexa, that's the word I was looking for. So there's lots of things, and you can see I've got a sense of humor. But it's you guys that inspire us. It's you guys that makes us come alive, because we are absolutely better together. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand over to Sandra.
Oh, thank you, Kerry and Phil, for those lovely words and your kindness. I was in that room with you. You didn't know it, but I was. I'm everywhere you are. Energy is together and forever. And it is my honor, really, to be able to share your words, your teachings. And that's why I will always be in your corner and promote this film when it's out to the whole world, to lift that integrity of mediumship. And friends, I know you're thinking, well, when can we see this film? It's been accepted by a lot of the major carriers, like Apple TV, etc. And as soon as it's available, you will know it because I've got a big mouth. You'll get the email and you'll know how to watch it. But until then, I do know really the impact that it has on people because it had that impact on me with the tissues and the tears and really moved me, really, really did. So with that, friends, we are going to move on to our demonstration of mediumship. And this is an opportunity for our community members in the Sunday gathering who no longer walk this planet to let us know that they're still here. They're still a part of our life. So there will be some members of our gathering today that will get readings, but I 100% believe the folks that come through from the spirit world really are for all of us. I mean, you might have heard it last week, a message of forgiveness needed to be shared. And sometimes that happens, or messages that this is how close we are to you, or sometimes there's a message that we can take with us for our lives. And each and every time I feel like, gee, it's like they're speaking just to me. Well, I do think it's designed that way so we can each piggyback on these messages and know that our loved ones are around. And, you know, just like the words of my reading and Carrie and Phil's address, we can pull those messages that come through our medium demonstration right to us. Okay, so that being said, there will be some members of our community that will receive readings, and I know we have some first timers here, and this is kind of what it looks like. In a moment, we're going to hear a feel-good song to lift that energy a little higher. Not that it can go any higher because I'm feeling pretty good myself. And then Carrie and Phil will work. They have their own ways of requesting the spirit world work with them. There'll be members of our community that will approach them. They'll use Carrie and Phil's thoughts, feelings, memories, maybe sense of smell, taste. You never know. You never know. Which makes us wonder, how are we going to present ourselves to mediums when the time comes? Really? So these people will do that. You'll hear Carrie or Phil give a description of the person that is with them. And we want everybody on the edge of your seat. Could this be your person? Now, a person is a loved one, maybe. It could be somebody you worked with, could be a friend, could be somebody that you haven't thought about for 20 years. They work in weird and wonderful ways, as we've seen. So really listen in. If you can understand the full description of the person, and that person no longer walks on this earth, that's one thing they have in common, we want you to press your raise hand button. And now I know we have newcomers, so I always give a little extra time here. If you could find that raise hand button on your device and press it for us. For some people, you might need to press the 3 little dots on the device, and then all of a sudden raise hand will show up. So we get to practice with that a little bit. And why also this is important is sometimes there might be 2 or more people that can understand all the information, in which case Carrie or Phil will continue to give a bit of information about the spirit person. And if all of a sudden you say, ooh, that no longer fits me, you'll notice that the raise hand button changes from raise hand to lower hand. So you can go ahead and press your lower hand button. If you are that last hand standing, we invite you to participate in our Sunday gathering. I will send you a little link that pops up on your screen. It's a little unmute button that appears. We don't see you, but we do like to hear your voice. And when I say that, whether it's on our Sunday gathering or any time for the rest of your life you have a medium reading, you let the medium do the work. All you say is yes, no, or I don't know. All right. Medium's job is to provide this evidence and not to get it from us. So yes, no, or I don't know. That's it. All right. And what are the rest of us doing who aren't receiving a reading? Well, we're going to say there's something in this reading for me. So you're going to be right on the edge of your seat, pulling that towards you and participating. All right, are you ready? Well, we are going to play our next piece of music, and then we'll have our medium demonstration. So it's another opportunity to dance in your seats. Yes, it is. Here we go. That music video never gets old. Okay, well, friends, welcome to our demonstration. Carrie and Phil, back over to you.
Thank you very much. The film never gets old either. It's one of my favorites. I know as I was watching that video, I felt 2 people draw close to me. And as we were beginning to move into this segment and the music stopped, I realized that I had a dad with me. I also have a young girl he's brought in a young girl. So I actually feel like I would have dad in the spirit world. I do feel like this is daughter. I do feel that you would recognize the name Sammy, Sam. And I know that dad would have had a very cute sense of humor because he found that video incredibly funny. Does this make sense to anybody in our audience?
All right, friends, you know what to do. Press that raise hand button if you can understand this. We have Jennifer with her hand raised. Jennifer, if you can find that unmute button and press it for us. Oh, Amelia. No, Jennifer. A hand went up, hand went down. Okay, we have Amelia also with her hand raised and it went down. Jennifer, over to you. Are you there?
I'm here, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Hi, Jennifer. You understand all the evidence I've given.
Yes.
You understand dad in the spirit world with this really cute sense of humor.
Yes.
And you understand daughter in the spirit world as well.
Yes.
Okay. With your dad, and you understand the name Sam or Sammy.
It's a S name.
Oh, I don't do S names.
Okay.
I heard Sam.
Yeah. No.
Let's go over to Amelia. She's been typing in the chat box that she can understand this. Hi, Amelia.
Hi, how are you today?
Mm-hmm.
Good, thank you.
Hi, Amelia. You understand
Hello.
everything I've said?
I can take everything.
Okay. And you understand father and daughter in the spirit world. Dad has a very cute sense of humor, and you understand the name Sam or Sammy.
Yes, that's my father's name, and I
Okay.
understand daughter in this. I understand it all 100%.
Okay. Okay. So as it's your dad that came in first, I get the sense from your dad that he would have been one to not want to take life too seriously.
Yes.
I get the sense that he would have liked to make light of situations that triggered his emotions.
Yes.
I feel like he could have got passionate about sport or about things that were outside the family.
Yes, sports. His team is on right now.
Are they indeed? And I feel that he wouldn't have been able to demonstrate the positive emotions within the family. He found that a little bit more tricky.
Yes.
I do know that if you pushed him, he did have a bit of a temper though.
Yes.
Because I know that he had no problem sharing the perceived negative emotions. I know
Yes.
you've said his team is playing right now, but he would holler at the television.
Yes. He would holler at the television.
Your dad would have a little stubby, these little bottles of, I don't know what they're called in the States, but little bottles of beer, just small ones.
Not sure. Beer once in a while, yes, but at regular size.
Okay. Okay, so if it's regular size and it's an average bottle, then your dad must have been quite a large gentleman.
Average. I think about average. A little
Okay.
on the bigger side than average, maybe.
Because as he's holding the spear, it feels like it is very small. So I feel like he would have either that or he would have hidden. I know he's got the sense of overwhelming joy at watching the team and hollering at the television. I know your daughter would have had this way about her. Your daughter and your dad knew one another, yes?
Oh, yes, yes.
And I know that your daughter would have also liked watching the sport.
Yes, once in a while, yes.
Because I know it wasn't because she loved sport, it's because she loved being with the family.
Yes.
I want to say as well,
understand.
your dad must have had a chair that was worn. The arms or the hands would have been a bit worn. If it was leather, it would be a bit creased and
Yes, his recliner. Yes.
okay, because I know I've got this thing where I'm wearing it out. I know your daughter, they're so excited. They're intermittently coming in here. I know your
Yes.
daughter has this personality with her that she was a glass half full gal.
Full. Yes, at times, yes.
Because I want
Mhm.
to say she wanted to look on the brighter side of life. She tried really hard to be
Yes.
positive. I want to say as
Yes.
well with your daughter that there was influences outside the family that influence her away from the family values.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I know I've got this sense of being torn. And she desperately wanted to be part of things.
Yes.
Your daughter she had a lovely feminine way about her.
Yes.
And I do think the boys would have liked her as well,
Yes.
if you get my meaning.
Yes. Yes.
And I know you must still have one of her little lip glosses or a lip balm that's glossy.
Yes.
Because I
Many.
know she's got this little lip balm or lip gloss on, and I know her eyes. You have a photograph of her, and her eyes are beautiful.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
they're just staring out of the photograph. I know
Mhm.
that she has a very deep, meaningful apology to say to the family, because I know there is this sense with her of not being able to cope together with
Yes.
letting the family down.
Yes, I understand. Yes. It was a
But I want you,
struggle.
but I want you to know that your dad is very much there lending your daughter a hand. Your dad would have passed before your daughter,
Yes.
because I know you would have asked your dad to meet her.
Yes. Yes.
And you often pray to the spirit world.
Daily. Yes.
I know your prayers are heard. I know the healing is heard. And I know that your dad wishes to acknowledge that the healing that you're asking for somebody here is being made,
Oh, thank God.
is being sent.
Oh, thank
There's
you.
nothing, I hear your dad clearly, there's nothing more you can do.
I understand. I understand.
It's over to the spirit world now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to leave your daughter. The person that is unwell here, I know your dad is wanting to highlight that there are specialists in the spirit world being brought forward.
Oh, I've got chills all over, head to toe. Yes.
So leave it with the spirit world. They're doing their best. They're going to do whatever it takes to make sure your healing is received.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I understand.
Thank you very much for allowing me to do that, Emily.
Oh, that's
Amelia.
beautiful. Everything, 100%, 100%. God bless you both. You help so many people heal.
Thank you. Okay. I do have another gentleman here, and he's singing One Man. What's that? One Man Went to Mow.
So a moment. Yep.
I know he's got a dog with him, thank goodness. I do feel I've got two men here. I feel like I've got dad and uncle, and one of them is singing the song One Man went to mow a meadow, but I know I've got this dog, and it feels like it's a very it looks like a sheepdog, a collie dog. um I do feel like Oh my goodness, they're just having a laugh here. Okay, would somebody in the audience understand a dad in the spirit world, an uncle in the spirit world? I've got this collie dog here, and the two of them would have had a lark together. And I have to say, Dad could at times, when he tried, be a little bit annoying. In the best possible way.
All right, friends, you know what to do. If you can understand this information, go ahead and press your raise hand button. We have both Nina and Alina with their hands raised.
Nina and Alina.
Okay, so one of you would understand, there would be instances where you clearly remember either dad or uncle mowing the lawn, but this isn't just a little lawn. This is something that you could sing the whole song over many times. It's a huge lawn.
Can you both understand that? Both hands are still raised. Yes.
One of you would understand David in the spirit world. Not dad or uncle's name, but David in the spirit world.
Both hands went down.
Okay, I can't drop the David because I heard it clearly. Does somebody in our audience understand mum, dad and uncle in the spirit world? And there's a collie dog here as well. I can hear dad singing, and I also know that there is the name David in the spirit world.
Thank you very much. Naomi has her hand raised. Naomi, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Naomi. You understand everything I've said?
Well, I understand everything except for the dog.
Oh. Can I ask the two people that were on before? Thanks, Naomi. If I said you would understand the name David here.
Alina and Nina, can you understand the name David here? Nina has her hand raised. Let's bring in Nina. If you could unmute yourself, Nina. And thank you, Naomi. Hi, Nina.
Hi.
Hello, you understand everything I've said?
As long as we're sticking with David here, yes.
Yeah, okay. Then your dad could be a bit annoying
Sure.
because he's singing this song over and over and over and over again. And you would know that either your dad or uncle had this huge lawn that they would mow.
There was a huge lawn, yes.
Okay. And I know this collie dog would have been very, very energetic.
She was.
I want to say with your dad as well that there is, your dad could have a little bit of, I'm trying to put into words what I'm sensing. He had a strong ethics.
He did.
And he could be a little bit judgmental about people who didn't have the same ethics.
Definitely.
And I feel like he could be a little bit, he would comment about people who didn't take interest in how they were received.
Sometimes.
I want to say as well with your dad that there is a strong sense of him. He would thump the table or thump the chair if he got cross and he felt strongly about something.
Yes.
Because I know that there is, and your uncle would almost have to hold your dad to account.
I don't know that personally.
But you would know your uncle's personality would be, come on,
Yes.
right? Okay, right, let's go for a walk. I know your dad right now is thumping the chair here. And he is, there must be a situation with you, Nina, where you know your dad would be not happy with the way his family are behaving.
Definitely.
Because he won't stop. He's thumping this chair here. And once, you know that poem, once, what's it? Once is a thingy and two.
I have no clue, dear.
I know your dad would not give many chances.
Yep. Fool me once, fool me twice. Is that what you're
That's
looking
it.
for?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I know that this is your dad's words. I know he will not stop thumping the chair, and he has the greatest respect for you. I know your husband, Darren, and I do know that he's got the greatest respect for Darren as well.
Thank you.
This collie dog had a very special way about herself. I know I know some of your animals have special needs, but I feel like this dog did as well.
I don't remember her having special needs, but she did have a very special way about her, yes.
Okay, because I get the sense that she's all about bringing people together and managing, and very intelligent, and
Yes, she was.
very intelligent, and I know that she would have been trained to focus on the people that matter and turn a blind eye
Yes.
to those that didn't.
Yep.
Okay. I hope this in some way makes sense to you, Nina. But I know from your dad there is this utmost respect for you. And I have to say, he's now singing the Beatles, Love, Love Me Do. You know I love you. So take that song, Nina.
Okay. Thank you,
Thanks
Carrie.
very much for allowing me to
All
do
right.
that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Kerry's just pointed to me, sort of thing. I was just, do you know, sometimes we sit here and Kerry's working and I'll see the images and everything. So I could see that dad on the armchair and I could see that last contact sort of thing. So I was miles away, I was still there. So I've now got to clear my mind and get into that place sort of thing. So as I become aware of the spirit world, I know I have a gentleman coming forward. I do believe his name is John. I also get the sense of him as well that he is father, and as I work with him, he also makes me aware that he is a no-nonsense sort of guy. I also believe as well he had his own business, and I get the sense as well that I where we used to live would have been like a out of the way, like a surrounded by either fields or trees. I know we're quite rural, so I know I'm out of the way. So this would make sense to somebody.
Thank you very much. Well, we have Kip with her hand raised. Kip, if you can find that unmute button. Hello, Kip.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it was a mistake. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, Kip, for that.
Oh, nice to hear your voice.
So I can take everything except the field. So I must have been anticipating. Sorry.
Okay, just then, Kip, don't go anywhere. Where you live, there must be fields and trees.
Yes.
That's fine, because I know here as I'm talking to you, everything felt right. And would you understand with your dad, he was a straight talking man and he wouldn't explain things?
Correct.
Because I know here I just said, why have I made a mistake with where you live and not, and he doesn't explain himself. But I also feel with your dad as well, his word was his bond. What he said, he did.
Correct.
And I also know if somebody said something to him and didn't do it, they would know about it.
Yes.
He was a bit of a taskmaster as well. But I also feel with him, he's got a really good sense of humor.
He thought so.
Well, I know, so because it feels like it can be a little bit sarcastic at times.
Yes.
Yes, because I know here it feels like it's that type of humor that's at the expense of others as well. Now, Kip, I know you a little bit, sort of thing, and I know you have a brother in the spirit world, and I feel brothers in your spirit world. I know here your dad would take it with extreme pride of doing that to them, pulling them up.
Yes.
Because I do feel there's a real banter in the family, and I do feel there was a jovialness in the family as well.
There was, yes.
And I also feel here that everybody, when Dad was involved in doing this, everyone would be laughing, everyone would be involved.
I'm not sure everyone would be laughing all the time.
Well, he just feels that way because he feels like he commands the room when he's in that kind of mood. Yeah, because this is just the way that he comes in here. But I want to say this. As a family man, because I feel that's a big part of him as well, he would be very protective of the family.
Yes.
And I also know he would be very protective of Mum as well.
Yes.
And I also know the only person that could sort of tell Dad off would be Mum.
Yes, that's true.
Because I know here, you would also understand a gentleman in the spirit world called Peter as well.
I do.
And would I be right in saying that's father-in-law?
Yes.
Because I know
Oh,
here he feels
no, daughter's father-in-law.
Dada's father-in-law. Okay, so you understand him, but you must have father-in-law in the spirit world as well.
Yes.
Because I know I've got more than one gentleman, and I know they're all dads, and I know there's that distinct difference of father-in-laws. But I know there must be times where the whole family and in-laws were together.
Yes.
And again, it feels like I want to laugh, I want to joke, I want to upliftment as well. Even where I want to go back to Dad and say he could have that sarcastic sense of humor where he would rib people a little bit, but he would always be supportive in the background.
No, I'm not so sure about the supportive
Well,
part.
let me put it this way for
All
you.
right.
He is very supportive of you at the moment, and where you're struggling with certain aspects of getting out there in the world, he's very supportive of you, and he believes in making your own success. So he's talking about where he would have done things, but he didn't need that support. He had that way about him, that drive about him, where he'd just go about and do things.
Yes, and it's something I asked for just today. So
That's fine, because I
very
know
meaningful.
here it's just very much that. Oops, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone, I'm ruining everything. But I know he's very forceful as well, because it's just his personality, the way that he comes in here as well. Your dad wasn't daft though when it came to money.
He wasn't what?
Daft when it came to money. He was very good with money.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know he kept money in his pocket and he would invest it very wisely. And I know Kerry came out with some poetic thing, once fooled or whichever. I know he's very similar to that. So I know he takes his time when investing.
Yes, he did.
And I know where he comes in that support with you, he's talking about that investment now, trial and error, and see what works. Okay, I'm going to leave
Thank you.
his love
Thank
with
you.
you, with everybody else. There's more than one dog in the spirit world though as well.
For me?
Yes.
Yes, many.
And I know
many
there's
do.
horses in the spirit world that would also be from around you as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine here. Thank you. One last thing. Would I be right in saying Mum and Dad went on a safari at one time as well?
No. Mm-mm.
Then you must know somebody else that went on safari.
Yes.
And they must have come back to Africa though.
Yes.
That's fine. And they must have come back talking about an elephant that just had one ear.
No, I don't understand the one ear.
Bear with me. There must be where there were stories about elephants.
Yes, that's absolutely
fine.
true. Yep.
I know here, and I need to just get my mind around this because I'm not going to drop it. Thank you. Your dad gets you listen to a lot of, I'm going to use one of your words, scuttlebutt. Your dad saying close the ears to a lot of it.
Oh.
And I'm going to leave you that and say thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You understand
Awesome.
that? Good,
I
good,
do.
good. It's
I
very
do.
clever how the spirit will get my attention and get as mediums. I'm seeing really a one-eared elephant, and then it's just the way that it comes about. But
Very,
anyways,
very, very timely. Thank you.
good, 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 fantastic, good. Okay. Okay, let's just go with it. It's very fast and furious, isn't it? As I become aware of the spirit world, I've got a lady coming forward, and I get the sense of an auntie here, but I get the name of Martha being called out as well, and I heard that very clearly. And I get the sense with Martha, with auntie, I want to talk about her playing the piano. So somebody would understand auntie in the spirit world that would have played the piano, but also would understand the name of Martha as well. And again, just a little bit more from the spirit world. It feels here that auntie will be quite forceful, almost like you're not your favorite aunt.
Thank you, Phil. All right, friends, who understands this information? Press your raise hand button for us. No hands up just yet. Wait. TikTok.
If I'm wrong, because the thing I'm questioning, if I'm wrong with the relationship, I will drop the relationship. But I want to make sure that people understand And I want to just go to, it's either mum or aunt. I know that, so I'll just leave it there for a second.
Could you give the description again?
Yep, absolutely.
Dropping
So
that
I feel
relationship.
like I've got a lady coming forward. It feels like she would play the piano. I did feel she was auntie. I know she was very forthright, but I want to say there should be the name of Martha. And I'm just questioning something. I'm not sure. Thank you. I feel I want to talk about the name of Martha being here. So somebody that I want to talk to would know the name Martha. Martha is still living, but I want to talk. I'm sure it's the way that it feels. It's either auntie or unless there was differences between the person I want to speak to and their mother, because I just know there's that little bit of distance there.
But she played the piano.
But yes, totally forgot about that. Glad you're with us, Sandra.
That's all right. All right, who understands this information? I think you do. Press your raise hand button for us, please.
Nobody
hands
coming
up.
forward. That's absolutely fine. Because I'm going to work with this. If you understand it and I've given it slightly wrong, just come forward. Let me work with you. Because I just want to understand here, because it feels like I still want to be in North America. I want to be going up that coast towards Maine, towards the Canada area, as well as I talk here. And I just get the sense, bear with me 1 second. Would somebody have, I want to just look at this for a second. Would somebody understand the name of Martha? I do believe Martha is living. I do want auntie in the spirit world, and I'm not going to change the relationship. But I also feel about the piano, but I've got a sense here as well that the person I want to speak to would play the piano. There's something I'm questioning about the relationship. It's either somebody you knew so well that you called her auntie or looked at her like an auntie, a fondness there. If you understand this, please come forward.
So the person here may play the piano.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, because there's just something in there. I just need to get to the right person.
All right, Penny has her hand
Okay.
raised. Penny, if you could press that unmute button. Hi, Penny.
Hello.
Hello, Penny. Long time no see. What do you understand of what I've said? Let's work through this.
I understand Martha, but she's in spirit.
Ah,
I played the piano and my mom played the piano, but I do have an aunt in spirit. So
don't say any more. Play that. That's what I want. Okay. That's fine. So you understand Martha, but she's in the spirit world. I've got that bit wrong. You played the piano, so did your mum. And would you understand where your mum wasn't the best with her emotions?
yes,
That's fine, because it's this little bit here I'm questioning in the background. But would you understand with your mum that she could be quite forthright though as well, like I said?
yes,
Because I know here it's almost like I want to get on with things. So it's her way or the highway, understand?
to a degree.
Yes, because I know here there's that impression with her. But I just want to go into something. Before your mum passes, her cognitive aspects weren't the best.
Correct.
Because I know there's confusion in my mind and I'm questioning what's going on, but I know that was part of the symptom. So I know there was that cognitive impairment there as well. But I also know she could be a very private lady.
Yes,
And I also know she was a very proud lady as well.
yes,
And if I said to you that also the way that she looked was important,
yes,
and you must have cared for her before she passed as well.
yes,
And that part of that care was getting at care was, am I saying that right? Care was very much part of looking after her.
yes,
Because I know she wants to say thank you for helping me look well. She wasn't vain, but her appearance in meeting people was important.
I understand.
And there must have been visitors that came round to the house to see her, but you were the one that made her look right.
I don't remember, but possible.
Because I know here there's this thank you, not just for looking after her, but for when people came as well. And I also know with your mum, she wasn't the easiest of patients.
Correct.
And I know that some of my behavior was a little bit erratic at times.
Yes,
And Thank you. She's confusing me. That's fine. In that care that you gave her, you must have assisted her eating as well.
Sometimes.
Because I know here she says, I am so grateful, but how the tables turned, because she's bringing these memories of raising you and feeding you, but then she shows me you looking after her. So I know it's that pride that she's coming forward to. She's not a lady that likes to admit weakness, though, is she?
That's correct.
Because I know here it's a real effort for her to bring these emotions out, and thank you for what you did and what you went through, because I know your mum really prided herself on being organized and being on top form most of the time.
Yes.
And I also know with your mum, she was one that would like the keepsakes of family as well.
Yes.
And particular in particular photographs.
Yes.
And I want to say that she would have had the old black and white photographs.
Yes, she did.
And again, when her mind was fully there, she know who everybody was on these photographs.
She did, yes.
And she'd have the pride of saying and going through everybody and telling you about them. She has these memories. And the reason why she comes forward is to want to say thank you and how proud she is of you and how you've turned out. But also she's mentioning the last 12 months of your life hasn't been the easiest. Understand?
Yes, I do.
And she's very private, like I said, so she's not going to open this up, but she's been with you every step of the way, even when you've questioned yourself.
That's interesting because I've said to her, Mom, I have unanswered questions and now there's no one to ask.
But where you've surmised some answers, or where you've put 2 and 2 together with bits missing, you've come to your own conclusions. Would that be right?
With some things, yes.
Yes, because she's acknowledging you're on the right lines as well. I've got to say from her, some things need to be left in the past, though. That's her words. But I know here she's extremely proud, extremely grateful to have a daughter like you and what you did for me at the end. And I want to say thank you for the send-off you gave me as well, because I know that was heartfelt. You must have still kept some of her clothes and jewelry.
I have some of her things, yes.
Good, because I know she mentions this to me. I want to leave her love, but know that she stands firmly by your side. And one of the things that you were wanting for answers, would it be right in saying you've been looking either to research the family tree and find out more through legal areas, not as in legal actions, but research the family?
Yes.
Because
yes.
I know she acknowledges this and she's with you looking for those answers as well. So I'm going to leave you with her love and know that she's with you very, very strongly. Okay, Penny, thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
So, Kerry, would you like to do something a little bit different? Would you like to do a double contact? Can we do that? Yep.
Yes,
okay.
Why
good.
not?
Fantastic.
So for a penny and for a pound.
Okay. So as I become aware of the spirit world, I feel I want to. So I hope I get the first bit right.
You have to share. Remember.
I will share. I will do that. I will do that. Promise. As I become aware of the spirit world, I want to talk here, and I get the impression I want to talk about husband. Now I know husband's passing wasn't pleasant. I know there was cancer there as well. I keep on hearing the name again of John with me. I also know that husband liked to tinker and fix things as well. And it feels like I want to talk about bikes. I want to talk about anything with engines. And when I say bikes, I'm talking about the pedal kind. I also want to talk about engines and cars and things as well here. So somebody would understand husband in the spirit world liked to tinker with things mechanically. And I know the name of John will connect. I do feel it's his name, and I get that sense here that he'd like to relax with a beer as well. So I know that's where I want to start off. Okay.
Thank you very much. We have Brenda with her hand raised. Brenda, if you could find that unmute button and press it for us. Hi, Brenda.
Hello.
Hello, Brenda. Do you understand everything I've said?
Not the cancer part.
Not the cancer part. Then if I'm wrong with cancers, let me just work with this. Would you understand whether it was either a long illness or one that seems to affect him quite seriously?
Yes.
That's fine, because that can be the only mistake I've got here. But you understand everything else where he used to tinker with things though as well?
Yes.
Good. And you understand where his sense of humor, he could fix anything.
Yes.
And even where there's bits left over and things.
Probably.
Because I know here it's just his, but he is very thorough in what he does. He does know his way around an engine.
Absolutely.
And again, you can't tell him anything because he knows it.
True.
And I also know, even with things that are not common knowledge, he had a way of fixing and getting round. So he did know motors inside out.
Yes.
And where I said there was bits left over, I know he didn't waste anything. He would use things on different engines. So I know he knew how to work them and adapt them as well. But I also want to say, before I hand over to Kerry, I know he had a wonderful sense of humor.
Yes.
And I want to say, when he was on top form, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Yes.
I get the sense from your husband, Brenda, that he was a thinker. He pondered things before he spoke out loud.
Yes.
Because I get the sense of mulling things over in my mind, especially if it comes to things that matter. I get the sense as well with your husband that he would have thought long and hard before saying anything that upset anybody.
Yes.
And I do not feel that your husband liked conflict. I think he would almost do anything to avoid conflict.
Not sure.
Then if there were words to be had in the family or with friends, he wouldn't be the one that would deal with it first. He would speak to you and then
Yes.
you would take care of it. Because I know with your husband, there's a sense, your husband's name is John. Is that what you? Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know with John, there's this feeling of him taking great pride in his home. And I know that in his home, once the doors were closed, he was your husband, and there was something very special present when the doors closed.
Yes.
I know that he would never put romantic on his forehead as what he identified with in public, but I do feel that at the right moment, he was a romantic.
Yes.
And I know that you and him must have had little dances.
No.
I can see you and him dancing. If that's not the case in the house, then you and him, you must have a very prominent memory of you and him dancing.
No.
Really? Brenda, before your husband passed, you and your husband would have attended one. You have a daughter.
Yes.
And your daughter is married.
Yes.
And your daughter would have danced with your husband.
No. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'm trying to figure out what he's showing me. So had John already transitioned when your daughter was married?
No. The only thing I can relate to is when our song comes on, I pretend I'm dancing with him.
Okay. Because I get that John shows me you dancing with who I assumed was him, not to me for making assumptions, but I know this is his way of saying he sees what you are doing. He's there with you. You have questioned, rightly so, whether that world exists, but this is his way of saying, I see what you're doing when you're dancing, when you're weeping, when you're laughing.
Mm-hmm. So with your husband, Brenda, John, would you understand where I'm not saying he's got a lot of friends, but he had some very close friends.
Yes.
And when he was younger, though, it feels like that they were still in his life towards the end.
Yes.
And they would have told you stories about things he got up to with them.
Yes.
And your husband could be a little bit, how can I put this? He could make people laugh, and he did some daft things in his past.
Definitely.
Yep, because the things I'm seeing, I'm thinking, yeah, nobody would do that. But I know when he's had a drink, he could be dared into doing things. And these are the sort of memories that I'm being brought back, sort of thing. Because I want to say he was larger than life. And I want to say that his friends and people loved him.
They did.
And I know he was a man of his word as well. So it didn't matter what was going on, he would get himself up and he would be out and he'd do what he said.
Absolutely.
And I also feel that some of his friends went into the armed forces as well.
Yes.
And I know some of them didn't come back.
I don't know.
Because I know here he's just said to me, I've met up with them in the spirit world. And would I be right in saying one time we had a dog?
Yes.
And the dog's now in spirit as well?
Yes.
Because there must be a photograph of him and the dog together where he's knelt down with the dog. And I know he shows me the same thing with the dog in the spirit world as well. So they're all together. Because you must have thought just recently, Brenda, I wonder if they're together.
Yes.
And I know this is why he mentions it. You still must buy him presents even though he's gone.
No.
Glad you said no. There must be a Christmas present or a birthday present he didn't get because of his passing.
Not that I know of, no.
Then work with me, Brenda, here, because I know he's very strong-minded. He's very stubborn as well. When he said something, he does it. There must be either it's either after he had gone, you must have come across a present. If it wasn't for him, it must have been for you and you found it afterwards, because I know it was wrapped.
Can't think of anything.
Just hold that thought in your mind, because I know he makes me aware of that. I'm not saying it's his anniversary coming up, but there must be an anniversary of a passing coming up very close to now.
Her wedding anniversary.
That's fine, because I know here I'm not going to change what I said about the present, but I know it's important that I get his words across, which is the anniversary. I'm going to leave his love with you, knowing that he's still celebrating that anniversary with you and he loves you dearly. And I'm going to say he still, and I feel this is something he said, I still love you like the day I met you, because I know that's important to get across to you. I'm going to say thank you very much. He could make you laugh at the drop of a hat, because he could do some things in the spur of the moment you weren't expecting.
Yes.
Because I know here I cannot say that. He's showing me things here that are rather rude. So I know that he was very forward with you at times. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I'm leaving that there. I'm not going any further. Okay. I get myself in trouble. So he's my kind of guy. He's got my kind of sense of humor. I do those sort of things with Kerry. But anyway, and take a stunner and everything. I'm going to embarrass you now. But anyway, please take his love, Brenda, and know. And
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. One last thing. You must say his name out loud to him.
Yes.
Because he keeps on saying John, 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 John. So I know you've been calling, you've been wanting to receive from him. And I know he's trying his best to get through to you directly. I'm going to leave his love with you and say thank you so much. And thank you for Kerry for doing that little bit. She didn't know that was coming. And I'm going to hand you back over to Sandra. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carrie and Phil, and giving that little bit extra. We all appreciate it. Friends, I just put the healing song, The Bridge, in the chat box, so you can find it on YouTube there. I've got some announcements for you. First of all, Carrie and Phil's website, mymediumship.com. They have lots to offer there. Always classes going on online. There's audio downloads, meditations, on-demand classes, tons of great things. So just make yourself at home there. There's a lot. mymediumship.com. Also, things coming up. Tomorrow And Tuesday, Scott Milligan and myself are starting a class called Trance and the Altered States. Wonderful opportunity to slow that busy mind and blend with love for the spirit world. Scott will be back on Friday with me for In the Arms of Eternity, which is a sitting for healing, followed by a demonstration of trance mediumship. Next week, Darren is back with medium Dominic Bogue. I have 2 great new podcast episodes for you that you'll find at the homepage at wedon'tdie.com. One is a mortician who believes in the afterlife, and we had a really incredible conversation together. And what else can I tell you? Let's see. I want to thank our friendly people who have donated to make our Sunday gathering possible. I always want to remember you guys and gals. If you ever wish to make a donation to make this Sunday gathering available to the world, you can do so. WeDon'tDie.com. Click on the Sunday gathering page. You can register for upcoming Sunday gatherings. You can watch past ones, but you know who you are, those that have made a difference. We really, really, really appreciate you. Things just get more expensive on computer stuff, but we appreciate you. And I know that the people who received readings today, and maybe even you, made a difference for you today. So I want to just share some closing words from myself, just some inspiring words. You know, when I read the reading about Arlo, that hermit that gets lost in his own thoughts, I don't know if you're like me, but I'm like that, you know, left in my own mind. I don't want to say it's a dark place, but it's some place where you think about the past, you worry about the future, you go into this place of what ifs. And so just by nature, and that's one of the reasons I do the Sunday gathering too, to be with others and be with community, it's like it just takes life away from that little ego voice. We all have that voice. We can't help it. That's something we get while we're human, but it just leaves us with each other in a time where we can just be present and be inspired, and inspiration comes in those moments of being present. You know, you think of Carrie and Phil, we've heard them say it before, they had something else planned, but then during the address, something just comes to them. That's just the spirit coming right in to share. So while it's not planned, Carrie and Phil, your words always land and they make such a difference. But for each one of us, how do we get out of that busy mind, you know? And you might not be with someone in person, it might be a phone call, or you might be with somebody, but I know our conversations that we generate can make a difference in someone's life, and they can boomerang right back to us. For instance, years ago, I was working with a man who was as grouchy could be. I mean, he was really, really, really negative. And just using my simple philosophy here, I started asking him, "Are you married?" And he says, "Yes." "You know, do you have kids?" "Yes, I do." And he was just so grumpy. And then I said, "Oh, do you remember what it was like when your first child was born?" And all of a sudden it hit him, that memory, and he transformed in the second. And he just became a lovely human being, talking about the birth of the child and when he met his wife and how that kid has grown. And to see somebody transform in front of your eyes by nature of a question that I asked. Well, the rest of the afternoon I spent with this man working, he was a whole different human being, asking me what I love about my life. So it's a strategy, yes, but it does work. And even for yourself to take a walk down memory lane, but things are really always better together. And I just want to do a shout out to our friend Rosemary, who just published a book. Rosemary is our longtime community member. It's called Soul of a Rose, a book of poetry. It's really lovely. And now when you're alone, you can be in your head and be an ego and all that, or you can give. And what Rosemary's done is she's channeled all that wonderful wisdom and inspiration and put it into a book, and now is sharing it with the world. So Rosemary, congratulations to you. I think I've said enough. So I'm going to send it over to Phil for our closing prayer.
And I think I should tell everyone I am going to buy that book, because Rosemary is a wonderful lady, and apparently it's very inspiring, that book of poems. So good, brilliant. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of our Sunday gathering. We all come together once more under that banner of We Don't Die. So if you wouldn't mind joining me in that closing prayer and thinking of your loved ones and how they've inspired you to be the very people that you are here today. Great Infinite Spirit, We sit together under that banner of We Don't Die, but we are a family, a community that joins together in truth to uplift that grief from our lives, to rejoice within the memories of our loved ones, to remember the good times where we laughed and where we cried with them. It is that we transform our own lives, our own positivity into this world, shining a light for others to see. And that light guides them to you, the Great Spirit. It is with that thought that we leave you as we take our next step in this life to help people within this world heal. Amen.
Thank you so much, Phil, and thank you so much, Carrie. It's such a pleasure always to be with you too. Well, as we leave our Sunday gathering, a cute little song that Carrie picked by Frank Sinatra. I think you know it, and it'll leave you with a smile on your face as we leave our Sunday gathering. I'm going to picture Phil in that role. Phil and Carrie, a nice blast from the past. All right, friends, we love you. We'll see you next week. If not before then, wedon'tdie.com. Click on the Sunday Gathering page and register. Bye, everyone.